So the hypothesis my friend had is that there is an axis between Russia, China, Iran on one front and the West on the other front. And he said that we think that the next sort of conflict might end up in the South China Sea for Taiwan, where, things might get heated. And I felt like Kashmir's not far off. And Kashmir's been awfully silent as an issue since 370 was abrogated, right? Pakistan lost its cause of existence. Like, the Pakistanis fell off.
Understand what Modi did in Kashmir is like what Trump pulled off in the Middle East.
Right.
Trump made more peace deals between Israel and all the Arab states than all the previous presidents had. The previous 70 years worth of presidents.
Right.
Right. And this is why a lot of people hate Modi as well. Because everybody said, oh, no, Kashmir is a very intellectual problem. It's shades of grey. Modi's like, Bhenchot, there is no intellectual shit out here. Right. It's a clear, simple problem. I've solved it for you. The militancy is over. The insurgency is over. There will be terror attacks. There's a huge difference between individual terror attacks and a state of insurgency. There is no more state of insurgency in Kashmir anymore.
Right.
And they hate him for it. Because इनका धंधा
बंद हो गया
ना.
Yeah. धंधा पाकिस्तान का cause of existence खत्म हो गया, bro. Like when you talk to Pakistanis and you ask them a question like, so bro, what's being Pakistani like? They have no answer because they've had to redo their concept of being Pakistani since Kashmir became a non-issue.
And it's been a lot of things with Pakistan. It's been the fact that Imran Khan has split military families in a way that they haven't been split before. Their economy is now fully gone. There's no way of recovering. It's a temporary recovery. They'll have to keep taking loans to pay off just the interest on those loans. They're not even going to be able to make interest payments. Nobody knows what will happen when they declare bankruptcy, because if you thought Sri Lanka was nasty, then Pakistan armed with guns and shit's going to be a heck of a lot nastier. The same Taliban that you bred and brought up has now turned on you, and they want all the Pashtun regions of Pakistan, including the Pashtun regions of Balochistan, of North Balochistan.
So Afghanistan's expanding.
Basically, they're trying to. Or at least they're carrying out a lot of terror attacks in Pakistan so that Pakistan won't interfere. Pakistan will be bogged down in Pakistan. They won't be able to interfere in Afghanistan.
Fair.
Bhai, what do you have going for you right now? Nothing.
But that's what scares me. Ki ab inko, for the next election, for popular support, they will try and reignite the Kashmir issue. Well, they will try and do individual insurgency.
No, they can't. They can have individual terror attacks, but they can't reignite an insurgency.
Because the UN and the global powers...
No, it's because the ground support simply doesn't exist. See, when there was a state of insurgency, there is a general popular fear, which means that when you're asked to come out and stone pelt, you come and stone pelt. When you're asked to give shelter to a terrorist, you provide that shelter. When the state of insurgency ends, that societal fear evaporates. You can say, मैंने नहीं रखना है, फिर वो CRPF अगर उसको पता चल गया,
मारेगा,
मेरे को पीटेगा. Before at least I could claim, भैया उन्होंने आके ये किया. Now they'll say, भाई तेरे पास फोन था ना, आके कॉल करना था हमको, क्यों नहीं किया?
सही.
Similarly, Patharbaaz. Why has there been any stone pelting in the last 3-4 years?
Fairly, I would think the military, the CRPF, the police is tighter.
The money has stopped.
The money from Pakistan has stopped.
The money from Pakistan and the money from corruption internally has stopped. No. Mehbooba and Omar aren't getting any money. There's no money to pay these buggers to come out and stone pelt.
Right.
So it's been dealt with very well. So even if they try to do something on Kashmir, it's not going to succeed. And they know that. And then what happens if you get crushed in a military conflict? Then what do you do?
Bro, but do they? Because they have popular support from China, right?
China is fed up with them. This is the other problem.
China's fed up with them.
They overpromised to China. And they still have not been able to complete the China-Pakistan economic corridor.
But I still feel like a failed nuclear-armed state whose entire purpose of existence is this piece of land that has been snatched from them under their noses, where powers behind that state are interested in social and political...
Now, here is the big difference. We assume this is like North Korea, which has no external interests. Every single Pakistani elite
has houses
Either a
in UK.
Dubai citizenship or UK double citizenship or American double citizenship.
Right.
If those nukes get into the wrong hands, what do you think is going to happen to all those double citizenships? You're going to be sent right back to Pakistan to deal with the situation you've created.
Huh. So the individual incentive.
So they use this card to say we are a nuclear power. If we collapse, you better give us money now. And the Americans are no longer buying that shit.
Right.
The Chinese are no longer buying that shit because they're like, your utility to us was either as an economic market, you didn't allow CPEC to go through, or it was opposing India, keeping India off balance. You failed miserably in Kashmir. How the fuck are we going to trust you to keep India off balance now?
So it's losing its allies, huh?
This is what happens when you're too smart by half.
When you?
When you're too smart by half.
Is that a saying? Too smart by half? Huh. That is so interesting, bro. Because, I mean, you can see the mood in Pakistan change between people. And, I mean, this is also before Imran Khan, where they would be like, bro, छोड़ो ना कश्मीर यार, अपना तो देख लेते हैं, हमारी फटी पड़ी है, खाने को पैसा नहीं है. The inflation has gone from 80 rupees to 250 rupees in the span of a couple of months. What are we supposed to fight for Kashmir for? And so it seems like even people's support behind that motion has disappeared. And this was this shadow thought I had in the back of my head that might be a problem in the future, is that a failed state will get desperate. And desperation is not good with nuclear armed states.
Correct. The problem is, this is not an insular nuclear armed state like, say, North Korea. It is at least the elites are more international than our elites, because our elites spend most of their time in India.
Right.
They have their houses in India.
Right.
Their elites do not spend most of their time in Pakistan.
Right.
Because it's a hellhole to live in. They spend most of their time in Dubai, London, or
America.
New York, or wherever.
Yeah.
And they only come back as if Pakistan is a holiday home. Which is why they've played footloose and fancy free with the interest of Pakistan, you see?
I see. Because there's no skin in the game.
Because there's no skin in the game.
Right.
It's rapine plunder of a landlord, of an absentee landlord, essentially. Who just wants his mahine ka rent. He doesn't care how badly the farmer is doing, or that the tax or the rent is exorbitant for what he's providing.
Right.